Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of The Dinosaur and the Dude, the only podcast in the fucking world with the shittiest audio with the most amazing content. Love that you all are listening to us, and we really appreciate it. So sit back and relax as we start this episode. Hey, I got a couple of questions for you. You looking for awesome stuff to listen to while you're on the road, doing exercise, mowing the yard, watching clouds float by, memorizing your numbers to pi? Awesome. That's, by the way, are you trying to find off the wall things to check out that happen to be something that somebody else is talking about that you felt kind of like, oh man, nobody discussed these kind of things? Or are you like looking for, are you like four months deep into the new year and looking for a calendar still? Are you looking for shirts or bags or hats, with cool stuff on it and or cool logos or something like that, and you just don't know where to go? Have no fear. We've got you covered. All you've got to do is go to TheDinosaur&TheDude.com. That's it. That's it. Just get on your keyboard or on your phone or on your tablet or yell across the room for someone else to do it for you and just go there. Go to TheDinosaur&TheDude.com. I would spell it for you, but I'm too lazy. There, though, you will find all of the Dinosaur and the Dude episodes and, that's right, and the merch. So that calendar you're looking for, got it. It's there. Shirts, there too. Hats, yep. What about a backpack? Just go to TheDinosaurandTheDude.com for all your amazing needs to be filled. Want to hear some off the wall comments about some topics that you didn't really even think about somebody was going to mention? There you go. And it's all audio. Total, as we talked about before, orthodox podcast, all audio. So you can listen to it on the go. You don't have to worry about looking at anything. You can listen to it till you lose your hearing. It's so much content. We're on season 2. So you've got at least 80 episodes that you can listen to. All about, somewhere between, hour, 2 hours. So you got it. You on a long road trip? We got you. TheDinosaurandTheDude.com. Check it out and enjoy. Hey, going
Yeah.
last minute reading.
I am extremely high right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry too. Sorry.
Okay. I'm doing good. How are you?
Okay, go play. Give me a kiss. Give him. Thank you. Mm-hmm. She's not happy with me.
Huh?
She's not happy with me.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's fine.
Got it. Yep. Okay. So,
what are you reading about?
pretty much main topic of tonight. So it's not really going to be that much of a conspiracy serial. It's pretty much going to be focused. I think it's pretty much the stuff that we're talking about all boils down to one particular topic, and that's secret societies.
Sweet.
So not that much of a rambling.
You're very low vibration right now.
Well, when you start reading about secret societies, you're like, okay, Fuck it.
It's going to hell in a handbasket. No, we've arrived. Okay,
Yeah,
we're already
yeah,
there.
yeah,
We've arrived.
yeah.
Like the party
And
started
I'm
a
not
while back.
high. Yeah, and
Yeah,
I'm not
no.
high, so I'm just sort
Me
of
on the
I'm
other
just sort of
hand,
looking at it. Yeah, I'm just looking at it. I was like, oh
it's like,
shit!
there we
All right,
go.
so
There
this has
he
been going on
is.
for
There's the dude.
this has been
Hey.
going on. Hey, you couldn't hear me at all?
No, I could hear you, but you were like super like kind of emo, a little low.
Oh
I'm
no,
just reading. I'm just because you were
no.
just in that groove. So
Yeah, I'm
I'm
reading
pepping you
about
up.
20. I'm reading about 20 dudes being hung within 2 years because of their secret society that they're in. That's why that secret society is not around anymore.
Well,
So I'm like,
you
yeah,
kind of know what you're getting into, right? I mean, at some point,
you kind of what?
well, you kind of know what you're getting into with a
Yeah,
secret society.
but that's what I'm saying. It's not really a
No.
conspiracy
It's not a conspiracy. It
ramblings.
doesn't have to be. It's a conversation.
Like,
You know what
yeah,
I'm
it's not
saying?
a no. What I'm saying is that's why it's like it's not like a conspiracy serial kind of
That's
rambling
okay.
of different conspiracies. It really was looking at secret societies and then what the people that are like, we are a secret society. And it's like, no, you're not. 20 of y'all just got hung because this undercover guy just busted your shit. And then there's the real ones that like,
But good for you for believing in yourself.
yeah. And then it's the real ones that have been like, when you see the list of real ones, like, no, that shit's been around for fucking what? Since
Well,
1118? Oh, okay.
again, it's not like they didn't know that that was going to happen.
I was
That's why
like,
I don't feel. Unfortunately, I mean, I hate to say it, but I don't feel bad for anyone who gets caught up in the whole Diddy thing. Like people are starting to come
oh,
out slowly.
okay.
Like I just don't. I mean, you kind of knew. Like
Yeah,
you
but
kind of you kind of knew a little bit.
yeah, but I don't really consider that a secret society.
Well, it was a big secret. It may not have been society, but it was a
Yeah.
society.
So here's the definition. I mean, here's the thing that sort of like breaks them apart. Okay, I don't know why that video just popped up. What breaks it apart is like
Porn? Is it porn?
what no.
Go ahead.
So what breaks it apart was the difference is like because you brought this thing up with Diddy. That's like really focused in just floss, flex, powering, and it really comes down to one person just having their way for numerous amounts of years,
That is true.
knowingly. I mean, he has no. There's no. When you look at, say, the Masons, it's nowhere near.
Right.
So
And what did
that.
he do to get that golden lamb, to be that golden lamb? Like, what the fuck did he do? His shit
He
does stink like the rest of us.
well, he just happened to come into. He happened to come in to an industry that didn't have a person like Barry Gordy or a person like God damn it, he just escaped his name just escaped me, but you didn't have people that were really thumb on the neck of the industry. And so he really looked at it like, look, if I can bring these groups in, have a lot of studios, usher them into, no pun, usher them into the
Yikes.
limelight. Um, and if I do this successfully for one, for another, it's just a machine. I don't really have to do any instruments. I don't really have to write anything. I don't really have to do anything but be a mega producer and a mega promoter. And to make sure that I wink, wink, nudge, nudge, heavy air quotes, look out
Mm.
for my artists by way of owning their rights. So he owned the rights of of his all of the
You're
musicians.
stuck on that, huh? We talked about that last week, right?
Well, that's the point. That when you're asking about that, that's why I said that, because I mean, Biggie's gone, but who's still putting out albums and able to make music and make money off of it? the person that owns the rights.
Right.
Mace is gone. He's not gone. He's not dead, but he's not in the industry anymore with him. But he still owns the rights. He still owned the rights to his music. So when you're asking the question, who, you know, like in the other episode, that's why I said that, because you've got all those people that have been on Bad Boy Records. He owned all the rights to that. So fuck all of y'all for being really good entertainers. I don't
Hmm.
care. I'm making zillions of dollars off this, and you
Right.
guys are seeing but pennies. And so that's why it was very convenient to release all of that. And oddly enough, right before all of this shakedown occurred, but even the artists were like, yeah, thanks for giving us our rights back after you've literally, I mean, you're basically giving us a cow that has no means of being able to produce milk anymore. I mean, whatever milk is going to come out of this cow, you've gained gallons upon gallons for decades, even off of dead artists and live artists. So, like, the only person that bit him and I guess taught him even more to do what he did unintentionally was Sting, because he used "Every Breath You Take" in one of his tracks. His thing was like, "Yo, you didn't ask for permission, so you got to pay me." I think it was something like $2,000 every time it's played. So that, just gave him more understanding. Like, yo, I need to really be on top of that so I can do the same thing. And people, I mean, and so when you have that power over people, you can run amok. What are you going to do? You're going to go to another label? No, I crushed that label or I bought that label. So now you can't run anywhere. You're going to try and be solo? You're going to try and be independent? Yeah. I'm going to get another artist that does everything just like you. And you're going to be a dusty memory. So that's what I meant by people that own the rights they're the real ones that are, the most well off performers, because they can make it happen anytime they
Wow.
want. I mean, they can make it happen anytime they want. And money doesn't change people. Money just gives you the means of being who you are.
Ugh. Right.
I
That's
mean,
glaringly obvious.
people are like, oh, money changed you. No, it just let me be who I am.
But it changed from who they were acting like.
I mean,
So, I
it's
mean,
kind of
yes, in
hard.
a way it did change him, but
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
good and bad on both sides. It's all a give and take. Hello,
right.
Terrence.
I mean, but it's kind of hard to assume that about people, because I think that uh, you got it's kind of hard to assume that about people, because when you got you're playing within the means that you're able to. So if you're growing up in the quote unquote projects, you only got so much shit to do and play with and be able to do. So you make that money however it is more available to you to do so, to reach the ends that you want to be, because that's what you need to be how, who, in the way you are. Make sense?
Right.
Like, you can't be to where you're allegedly fucking and facilitating parties of dudes in orgies, you and then being able to pass your girlfriend around to whomever you want,
Yeah.
unless you have the money and the leverage to do that. So you make the money in order for you to do the things that you're wanting to do, just like anybody else with a job. They're wanting to provide, they're wanting to facilitate some needs that they have. And the only difference is if you're not depraved in some sort of way, you just sort of go about it in a normal fashion, a seemingly normal fashion. You get some fucking crazy ass money dropped every fucking day, around the world, people listening to artists that you have the rights to. I mean, you get to do the shit that you've always been wanting to do, and you don't have that discretion anymore. Who cares? You just walked in and I'm banging this dude. What are you gonna say? Because as soon as you say something,
Jesus, man.
I'm
You
gonna
brought
I'm
it
gonna
down.
I'm gonna bounce your ass out. I mean, they literally have on record where he got mad at one dude, went into the bathroom after him. Him and his son went into the bathroom after this guy, allegedly, and shot him, and then called the cops. And
Right.
it's like, and no charges. And that was years ago. So it's like, oh yeah, and the
Mm-hmm.
disclaimer was a while back, but it was years ago. So it's like people are in the know and people facilitate and people uh, enable a behavior because they don't want to fuck up their cash flow either. And they don't want to they don't want to have that, they don't want to have people coming after them that want to be the next person to fill your place. So,
Right.
yeah. I mean,
Mm.
especially if you make an example like, look, I just shot this dude for speaking out to me. Who's next? Okay, never mind. Fuck that. I don't want to get shot. So yeah, I don't consider him like I don't consider him like a secret society, so to speak. I just look at him as a person that fulfilled their own needs um, in a way that they knew that they had the leverage over other people in order to do that. And I mean, you can make the same parallels to an Epstein. You can make the same parallels to the guy in England that I always forget his name, but
Prince Andrew?
no,
Oh,
no, no, that's the gag. Um,
gross. So
it's
gross. Jesus.
um, it's yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Let me just add to my search
I
history.
knew a guy in England, and then like I just
Jimmy
happened to
Savile.
look him up one day,
Yeah,
and he was like a child predator.
yeah. Jimmy Savile. That's who I
No,
was thinking of.
that wasn't
Jimmy.
him.
No, but Jimmy Savile's the guy I was thinking of, and
I told
he
you I
was
don't know shit, right? We just went over this.
yeah. Jimmy Savile. He was known throughout the country and was a huge television um, figure. And meanwhile, people knew also that he was a pedophile. And I mean, he would go to hospitals for kids and do all kinds of bizarre. I mean, it looks all bizarre in hindsight, but in that moment, people were just like, "Oh yeah, loving it." And other people though were in the know, and he facilitated things for a lot of people. So boom, he's got leverage on them. You can't say, touch, do anything against me because if I go down, every one of you fuckers do.
Right.
Nobody wanted to
But
fuck
that's
with.
fine. Hey, I'm all about accountability. Seriously. I'm in which it ties into that ties into politics.
Yeah, but yeah. So in relation though to secret societies, it's interesting though. The difference with that is like you got this one guy doing this whole thing in advertising Freakniks and other parties that are just going to be hedonistic ramp. And so, okay, fine. Well, what I'm talking about is like groups that move shit that we just take for granted that this is how society works. This is how government works. This is how
Ugh.
um, international commerce and democracy works. And when you look at it, it's like, wow, this person is part of this person's part of that. And you got, I mean, just looking at things like the Rothschilds family tree, you're like, what the fuck? They are so deep into everything that
Yeah.
that we just think, oh, this is a business. No, they run this shit,
Right.
and that's what I'm talking about. He Diddy's not nowhere close to that. I mean, it's like a
Right.
talk
But
about,
that makes Diddy even better because we can kind of relate, sort of. Like we at least live in the real world. Those people don't even fucking live on this planet. I don't know where they're at,
but
but
that's
they're
the
in a whole
point.
other dimension.
Yeah, but that's the point.
Yeah, I
That's
know. I just made
that,
it.
that's the point, right? You got. I mean, honestly, we can't even relate with
Well, not really. No. I mean,
with his stuff because he's doing things that other
I'm a
people,
thug though, so I'm just saying.
but people are doing things that they don't even, they wouldn't do. I mean, I can't relate with running after my partner and beating and kicking and chasing her down in a hotel hallway on camera and not giving a
Right.
shit. Not
Right.
not giving a
I
shit
okay. Right. I
because
know because I saw that. I was like, what the fuck?
but that's what I'm talking about.
I understand.
It's not really something that is letting somebody, money has changed you. It is, I have the means of doing everything I want and being however. I don't have to think of societal norms before I act. I am the
Mhm.
societal norm.
Right.
So people around me are going to see what I do and fashion themselves to be that way. And if
Well,
they don't,
absolutely.
they can
Again,
get the fuck out. Hmm?
refer to politics. I mean, people are being assholes right now. And
Yeah,
people are being assholes on Diddy's camp too. I know.
yeah.
People are just shitty these days. I don't even fucking understand it. I just don't.
I
Like I
think
really,
when,
I'm in a
yeah.
rant. Okay.
No, go ahead.
I don't I don't understand how people can just be shitty to each other. Like I don't
See,
get it.
I mean, and
Like
yeah, you're right.
I mean,
I get that,
I don't my heart doesn't understand that.
and that's why.
Oof. My God.
That's why. I mean, there's a statement in regards to people that run businesses and people that are in politics have somewhat of a sociopathic tendency, lean, if you will, to them, and
Oof.
that's why, because you have
It's
to do,
ruthless. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah, and if you're not that way, you're not going to get it. You're not going to associate with it. You're not going to connect with it,
That's
and
such a
that's
dirty word to me, ruthless.
mhm.
Is that weird?
It's applicable though.
I
You have
know.
to look at it like I am really, really hyper focused on what is optimal and best for me. Everything else is either benefiting me
But that's so selfish.
or is a peripheral in some sort of way that I
Is
can
that not
disconnect and find another one. It's almost like I got people are like underwear. I have my favorite pair.
Jesus?
I have my favorite pair, and then I have some that I'm like, and I toss.
Really? Are you an underwear snob too?
No, but
Me
that's the
neither.
mentality you have to be in if you want to even entertain getting into that type of you know party or business
Right.
or
I,
office.
I do think that tactical underwear or utilitarian underwear would be pretty awesome. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so go
Um,
ahead.
so when you take that mentality and you start bringing it into a group, that's where you get into more of a secret society type. And then when you get to the point where you get very clandestine with it, you start to really do more. But at the same time, you have a public face to it, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Sort of like what I was saying before, like with the Masons, people know the Masonic lodges and the Masons. Fuck, family members were Masons. Some of them still are. It's like some family members, unless you knew for sure, you don't find out that they're in the Masonic order until at their funeral.
Right.
And then you're like, who are these why are there dudes with swords standing next to the casket? Oh, he's a Mason. For real? What?
Right.
Wow, I
Like, what are
never.
they going to do? You're already dead, dude. I mean, you're done.
No, they
You're
do
not
like
getting up and
they do
it's a respect
rituals.
thing. I know.
Now they do rituals. Have you ever
I
seen
know.
it?
No, but I was in part of a society.
Okay.
Um, it's not a big deal. It's the IOOF. Do you know that?
IOOF.
Yeah, Independent Order of Odd Fellows.
Okay, I was gonna say, is it the
And so,
Oddfellows?
like when I was about probably I don't know 18, I was in the Rebeccas,
Okay,
which is the women's portion of it, and we didn't
right,
really do anything. I mean, we had ceremonies and stuff, but it was only. It's going to sound stupid, but it was only ceremonial. You know what I mean? We're just going through the motions because that was the tradition,
right.
which says a lot about why I went because I was trying to conform at that time. I thought I had to.
Uh huh.
So, but then surprise, bitch.
Yeah, because I was just reading about the Oddfellows. So that's what I was like. Wait, I'm trying to break down the acronyms. Like, hey, is that the odd?
Yeah,
Okay,
Independent Order of Odd
yeah.
Fellows.
It's like yeah. That's super interesting. I didn't know that. For full disclosure, I'm not in one. I'd love to start my own. Don't know. Is this startup kit?
Isn't that what this is? Come on.
Yeah, right. You guys
Damn
are
it, man. Catch up.
yeah, you guys are witnessing the start of secret society by way of this podcast.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I find it fascinating. I find it really fascinating because, like you were mentioning, of one person doing it, and then there's in some ways people can say organized crime is a part of it, and of course people say, oh no, politics and is a part of it, and then when you get really into those deeper ones, that's when you're like, yo, they are behind all of those you just mentioned. And that's why I thought it it just touched it it was better to talk about secret societies because of the branches that it just goes into so many things, but it narrows down into just this collection of few, and you're like, how did this happen?
Right.
And so when we look at different conspiracies and we look at different uh, things where you and I are talking about, government sucks and this and that and the other. And then you're looking at how is this person able to have a whole fucking island of just fuck parties? And you start to see like these different
I mean,
connections.
you're not
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah. It sounds like great 2 weeks of your life. But then when you start
It sounds like even better content. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but then when you pull back, the curtain a little bit, and you go, it's kind of like, people refer to this quite often because of the experience and the way it's told. And I'm going to butcher it because I'm paraphrasing the fuck out of it. But
Okay.
it's that one portion in the Cat Williams skit when he talks about he went to a party and he was super excited at this party. And he's like,
Who
oh,
was super excited?
Cat Williams was, and he was
Okay.
super excited. He was like, I'm at these parties. It's like I made it because only certain people are invited to this
Right.
party. And he got there, and it was a huge house. There's all these different rooms, and he's like, yeah, they're going to do in this room, and they're having a great time in this room. There's drinks in this room. There's food in this room. And you opening doors, and he's like, and then
They're
you,
just
fu-
people be fucking.
and then he's like, and then you fuck around, and you open a door, and you see shit that you cannot unsee. And he's like, that's the shit that goes on at these parties. And people heard that. And some people are like, yeah, he's he's trying to tell people he experienced something without outing who and
Mm-hmm.
where he was when he experienced it, because a
I
lot of
know.
people recall stories of where they're at this multiple room type gathering of people and shit just goes really
Bananas.
bizarre the deeper and deeper you get into the
Where'd the donkey
room.
come from? What the fuck?
Yeah, and and it's like if you're not down with it, then it becomes a thing where it's like, oh, well, we made the wrong choice of inviting you,
Right.
and you get, things start happening to you that fuck with your career, fucks with your livelihood, maybe even your actual health and life in general. It's it's interesting to me. It's very interesting to me. It's always been something that I've been interested in. Like when you look at JFK's assassination, and it's like, oh, it's a surface level. It's this guy in a fucking book repository, and he's popping off people with a gun. And the next thing you know, it's like, what? Over 60 or 80 different groups that are putting this all together.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how'd that work out? But then forward facing is like, nope, we got the guy. Here's this guy right here. He assassinated.
Sure.
He's the guy. Don't worry about
Of
it.
course he is.
Caught our
Yeah,
man.
we'll take your word for it. How about that?
How did he get here?
Yeah.
Those are details that you're just going to get mired down. Point is, we got the guy.
Oh, yay!
We got him. Hey, I was in the service with him. He was a shit for a shot. No. He's been practicing, but we got the guy. So,
This is him.
yeah. So, he tried to escape. He went into a movie theater. Well,
As you do,
one way in and one way out, that motherfucker. So he
He
chose
wasn't thinking
poorly.
that one through.
Yeah, he chose poorly. But all this other shit, he really, really saw through. It's sort of like you used all your brain to come up with the assassination, and then you just
Mm-hmm.
ran out of juice when it came to the escape.
You just got stupid,
You just, you're like,
I'm fucking tired.
I
Can't do
fucking can't
this.
think anymore.
Can't do it.
But I just
Well,
shot him, so let me run down the stairs. God, I'm tired. I'm gonna go in this movie theater. I'm gonna duck that police officer I just
it was
saw.
when it was coming out, right?
Yeah, it was like some weird kind of. That's the thing. It's like, oh, he was going in. No, no,
Hmm.
no. He was going. He was coming
Coming
out.
out. Happy Pride. Okay.
Wait, no, wait. He was kind of. He was going in, and the officer was coming out. Oh, okay. How did he have a description of the dude that just shot from way
If he
across?
was inside,
Yeah, he shot
I
from.
know.
He
He's
shot
like,
from.
I got this Polaroid. This is who I'm looking for.
He wasn't even in the cop wasn't even in the area. He's like, I just saw a man running into a theater, and I was like, that's got to be him. And then he shot me, and I'm like, that was him. It's bizarre shit. It's just like, but then when you dig deeper, it's like, yeah, you know what? JFK pissed off a fuckload of people that really had a good thing going from their perspective, and he
Right.
was about to like, yo, I'm getting rid of. It was like what he was about to break up the. It was either FBI or CIA, one of the two. He was about to break it up.
Well,
He was like, nope, we don't need them anymore. And then he was gonna go after the
it
mob,
may have been the CIA
and he was talking about the UFOs. We gotta go
because I
ahead and
think that the CIA was pissed at him, and honestly, I think they did it.
yeah,
But hey, conjecture. I don't know.
but it's weird. It's like everybody. It's like
Fuck yeah, it's weird.
certain groups were pissed off at him for certain things, and it's sort of one of those things where it's like,
Well,
hey, you know what? If we all get together, we can achieve the same ends, and then come out on the other side in our same positions. We'll still be around. You'll still be around, but that
but see,
dude,
people have to cooperate for that.
yeah, but
You know,
that dude won't. And we'll come together, and then we'll break up. And it was such a odd. It would be such an odd pairing that no, they wouldn't work together with the mob. And no, they're the criminals. That's law enforcement. No way. Well, it's a huge slice of maybe on your plate when you start looking at all the people that that were potentially involved, especially when you start looking at, again, everything I'm pointing out is going to come back to secret societies. When you look at how a lot of these people all meet up at, say, Bohemian Grove.
I'm high
What?
as hell.
What?
I said I'm high as hell. That
Yeah,
just
I know you're
that got
high.
me.
Yeah, I know you are.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, but a lot of them meet up at Bohemian Grove, and
Oh my god.
it's something to
Mm-hmm.
be said with that. It's like, oh wow. So what are they talking about? What's going on? Why is it? It's like, it's very, very interesting because all these
Have
people
you
that's
researched a lot into it? Because it's fascinating
n-
and terrifying.
not not obsessively. It's just been years
Right.
of where you just look at it and you're like, of all these people that are going to these meetings together, but then yet for you know public facing, they don't they don't like each other. Like you got Republicans and Democrats, business and medical, all going to the same shindig
Mm-hmm.
every time there's an invite, and everyone's cool. No one has a gripe. We're all a part of this group.
Mm-hmm.
We're good. But
Right. We
then
have our suits on. We're minding our manners.
but then when we nah, it's not even like a minding of manners. It's just like a team meeting. And then when we leave and we go back to our public facing personas, we gotta have arguments and we gotta have things. And we gotta have, I don't like you, you don't like me. Okay, I'm gonna campaign against you and talk about all the bullshit. Okay. Like it's right up there with professional wrestling. Which there are some people that love professional wrestling, but hey,
Yes.
fuck
Yeah.
you. I
That's
love
true.
professional wrestling too. It's amazing, but they also know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I mean when you've got really, really um, steeped groups that are just in a lot of details of society that we just really don't know much about them, or we think they're gone, but they're not.
Mm-hmm.
It's very interesting, very interesting.
It is interesting. It's interesting. I mean, it's not. It doesn't keep me up at night, But I mean, I'm not. It's not a thing. Like I don't talk about it in therapy.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think many people, unless they're super obsessed, will.
Fair.
Um, but what always makes me wonder about them is just that there's so many different ones. There's enough for the real one to go unnoticed. Does that make sense?
Say that again, because
Like
I'm trying.
there's enough there's enough of secret societies that there's that the real one or two, the real ones that are really pulling the strings, there's enough
Mm-hmm.
of them around.
Like the Templars.
Yeah, if that is it, but there's enough of them around to be enough distraction for everyone else. Like of the list of secret societies, okay. Um, there's, like, say for instance, the Ku Klux Klan is listed as a secret society.
Mm-hmm.
So you have your pick of what is considered or what is listed as a secret society, but the ones that are really is so many that is enough distraction for people not to see um, the real power, if you will, behind it
Mm-hmm.
all. And which gets us to the, what you and I were texting about with Project Bluebeam, where that's the stuff that people talk about. It has the benefit of serving whatever it is that a real uh, society would want for the public. And so the public, I really think of it as like they call themselves a society because they're mimicking what they believe a society should be. But a real society is moving and doing things um, without the public's invite. So you got, like, say, Project Bluebeam is supposed to be that thing where you got aliens that are going to be doing certain things. And this,
Mm-hmm.
you have to have an event to make your agenda abundantly accepted without question. So spend your own time and time again. People that really don't get along with each other come together really, really wonderfully when there's a common cause.
Right.
In the United States, best example in recent time, September 11th. So shit went down. Everyone rallied together. Good, bad, different, super ugly. But then also wonderful in regards that people were caring, wanting, and helping each other as well. So there was a common enemy. There was a common event. There was a thing that galvanized people's intent. But then also there was a lot of shit that was done to where, people looking back on it now, they're like, why the fuck did we say yes to that? Like, in their right state of mind, no one would have said yes to all the things that track people now.
Mm-hmm.
But that opened a huge door for all of that to come through for the sake of, that the slogan of never again. We're going to find these fuckers and we're going to make them pay. Let's do the TSA and let's go for this, and we're going to check phones, and we're going to flag this, and then we're going to put you on no-fly list. And everyone's like, yeah. And then now it's like, wait.
Pitchfork.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, well, why is my phone listening to me? Well, okay, remember that thing? Remember that thing we all said yay to? It will, yeah. We were saying,
what? Here's the thing, though. I mean, honestly, for me,
mm-hmm.
only for me, and this is just an opinion. What do I fucking have to say that they need to listen to? Well, okay. What are you going to do? Financially ruin me?
Well,
Haven't you done that to most of America anyway? So not like it fucking matters at this point.
Yeah, I think what was also like, it was just cobbling together the assumption of things that people had. Like, if you said enough of the combination of things that once together, okay, this must be code, boom. And people were getting the bad end of a deal just by way of assumption. So what if we wake up tomorrow or while we're in the middle of our day, a fleet of unidentified flying objects starts attacking the world.
Are you asking me like what would I do, or because I'm kind of utilitarian, so I'm just going to work. I'm just going to go into action, do what I need to do to keep myself safe, go underground if I can.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I need a cave in my backyard. I think that's really the only hope that I have.
Okay. So you do that.
Or a really big bunker.
Mm-hmm.
And actually that might happen. So
where's your information coming from?
Oh, no. If I see it, though, here's the thing. I'm going downstairs.
Okay. So
I'm going.
So it's like you look out the window, it's like, holy shit,
Yeah, I don't want it. I don't want it.
there's right.
No, thank you.
That's what
I
that's
didn't see it. It didn't happen. I'm just saying.
let me just let me just reenact
Yeah, go ahead.
you
You
being
can
hit.
revisit it if you need to, but I
I
know
look
where
out
I'm
my
at.
window. Hmm. Ooh. Oh fuck. That's a lot of them in the sky. You know what?
Just two or three. I mean, maybe
You know
I may
what?
make a salad or something.
Yeah, you're
Hell,
looking at
company
it.
coming.
Yeah, you're looking at it. You're like, oh, it's only two or three. Our fighter jets should be scrambling and coming right to that. Ooh, they just blasted them out of the sky. Wait, there's 12 more. 30. Well, how many? 32. Fuck it. I'm high. I don't know. 32. You know what? I don't want any of that. I'm going. I don't want any of that. And you
I
leave.
got my food already prepped. I got
Right.
my
Right.
medical stuff
Right.
good to go. I'm growing food down there already. I
And you,
got root vegetables. I got shit. I got seeds. I got everything. So,
okay.
and I have a camera on the outside of this bitch. Nobody can see it, of
Okay.
course, but
Hmm.
so I can see what's going on, but I still don't have to interact unless I feel like it's safe for me to do so.
Right. And you got this right
Not that
now.
it would be coming to me.
And you got
I'm
this.
just saying,
You
right.
got this ready right now.
No, what I'm saying is that's my goal. That's what I want.
Okay.
You said, what would I do? And I was like, well, in
Yeah.
a hypothetical
If
situation, fuck, I'd be prepared. So,
no,
you know?
no, but being prepared means there's a need for you to be prepared. I'm saying, what would you do if you looked outside tomorrow and that was happening? That's the point of Project Bluebeam.
Right. What would
Is
you do?
you have to have a cataclysmic event that brings everyone together. And the thought of what this whole Project Bluebeam is supposed to be all about, because people talk about it, I say that Project Bluebeam a lot, but they don't really ever explain what it's all about. And so if you think of these groups, like I said, secret societies and other movers and shakers, and in the
Sorry.
world that's
Hang on. I'm sorry. I'll be right back. I'm so sorry.
okay. Terry. Is that what it's called? Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Ouch. Okay. I'm so
All
sorry.
right, back.
Yeah.
Okay. Um. So where was it going? So what I was
Were
saying
there
is,
digging into it?
huh?
You were saying that not a lot of people have really dug into it and know what happened exactly, or what the plan was.
So yeah. So the assumed focus of it is that there are groups that want to initiate a lot of sweeping changes to the public. So digital IDs, one world government, one world currency, da 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 da. Basically saying, okay, we're going to get everything together and cobble it, and then boom, it's now all under our control, under the whole prophesied new world order thing. Don't worry, we're getting into the prophecies and the religion too. So the best way, the most definitive way to do it is to have this one enemy that we can't fight individually. We have to all come together and we have to all do it in a way that we can sustain humanity, because clearly they're not. And so the speculation of this Project Blueprint is that it will all be fake, but it will be so real you won't be able to tell.
Okay.
So that's the whole thing of where you got like people like Dr. Greer and others that talk about things that we've created
I love him.
already, that and it's groups out there that are like at least 30 years ahead of the rest of the world.
Yes.
And so
In some aspects, not all aspects, but some
in the
aspects.
aspects of technology and being able to do things that we don't even
Right.
comprehend as being
Like
possible.
cloaking,
Yeah. And so,
cloud seeding,
right.
that sort of shit. Interdimensional
Yeah.
fuckery.
And so from his words is like where you're creating magic. So when you get all these like parts, these known parts that are out there, like harp and paramilitary groups that you only see in certain areas, different countries that only have these certain places that aren't part of that country. It's like a country in itself. Like say in the U.S., we have Washington D.C.
Hmm.
You got the Vatican. Those types of places where it's like you guys aren't even really a part of the country that you are in.
Technically, we own this land,
You're
so fuck you.
you're you're what? How did that happen? What? And so you start to see those and like who would benefit from that kind of thing, and people have talked about the IMF would also benefit a
What's
fuckload.
the INF?
The IMF is the International Monetary Fund, and
Okay, IMF. I'm
yeah,
sorry. I'm sorry. I misheard you.
and it's considered the global lender of last resort for national governments and the leading supporter of exchange rate stability. So it's very much within those types of people's
Are we
favor.
a customer yet?
No, it's very much within those types of people's favor to control different crises and make sure that it goes their way, kind of like what the Rothschilds did and are still doing, apparently.
This could be just me making shit up, but it sounds a lot like the Red Cross.
Yeah, the Red Cross had its own little. Feel like
Drama.
so, like the Red Cross is even a thing where it could be its own little secret society as well
Hmm.
because of how business is done, and there's basically a public facing of it, and then there's the shady shenanigans that goes on behind the scenes that people are like, yeah,
With lobbying and stuff.
that's not cool. Uh,
Are
so
you talking about lobbying?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, just not lobbying, but shady stuff is a whole slew of things that goes on with it. Um,
Well, it's all a type of lobbying.
right, but it's just it's a weird thing a when you have a global focus with it though, and you're like, hey, okay, great, we're out in front of this grocery store asking for money, but we got some people that are really like, we've got the means to affect people globally, and we've already seen the parts of those things, like say with the electromagnetic
Hmm.
uh, and the electromagnetic gun that's supposed to be, what the Havana syndrome is all about. And then you have
What? Don't gloss over it because I don't know what you're talking about. So
Havana
now I'm
syndrome.
curious. Go ahead. Hmm.
Oh, okay.
What,
Havana,
what is that?
Havana,
I mean, you went there, so just take me through.
okay. Havana syndrome is a thing of where people have been having issues since either being in Cuba, and then now it's been documented in other places where they have ringing in their ears, and then they get nauseous, and they have a fuck ton of medical issues after that.
Oh, yikesies.
And they didn't know
Okay.
what was going on. They thought it was just, oh, they're just sick. But then once they started having other incidences of it, and they started realizing that it's how is only happening to government officials or people that are in other organizations that
Are
deal
opposing
deal in, huh?
that maybe we're in opposing view of something they
Um,
were doing.
yeah, either an opposing view or just to show, hey, I can fuck with you too. And so the
Yikes!
part that is kind of confusing is they don't know exactly who is using it. It's supposed there's assumptions that it might be Putin, but come on, like if anybody that really doesn't give a fuck, it's that dude. That dude is like, yo,
Right, we kind of expected it a
my
little, you
own
know.
people. I really don't care about y'all. Check me out. I'm riding this horse without a shirt on. That's how much I don't
Right, you're
care.
gonna come to the bank and it's gonna be closed
I don't
because I'm about to wipe this
care.
out.
Yeah, so he's an interesting dude too, but you've got people that are it's like because that exists, you have to assume that it exists in other groups as well. He can't be the only person on the planet with it.
Yes, correct. And who are those people?
Right. Which goes back to what I was saying. You've got an organization that is wanting a more than just what we know. If you've got organizations that already have at least 30 years in the future of technology, and
Hmm.
we're getting the scraps that they feel is we're able to mentally
It might be
handle.
fun for us to have.
Yeah,
Here, have this toy.
yeah,
Go away.
they're able to mentally handle this now. So let's
I
just
got you.
sprinkle this out there. Oh, okay, cool. Or if somebody stumbles upon it and they don't play their game, they disappear. So
There's been a lot of that happening lately.
yeah, it's been a lot, and whistleblowers dropping left and right. So yeah, it's interesting when you have people that are talking about a Project Bluebeam and there's different issues going on. And then it becomes even more interesting when people start saying, nope, it's God. That's,
That was
I don't know,
that was a mic drop.
that might be scarier for me.
You think so?
I think,
I think at this point it doesn't matter because I really do think that in some way, shape, or form, whether it be going into a higher vibration, a lower vibration, a different dimension, going to a heaven, a hell, meeting Jesus, meeting whoever, it just doesn't matter. We're not going to be able to do anything whenever we get there, and everybody will be held accountable for everything. So, in some way, shape, or form, they will. Maybe I'll be a little bit bigger dust particle than some other people, but maybe not as big as the others.
but
So I guess my point is, does it matter? No, it fucking doesn't matter. It's happening anyway.
what doesn't matter?
Did I? Am I making sense?
I was saying that people are saying that it's God that is in the sky and not aliens. And
Yeah,
that,
but I was taking it from like a judgmental position. Like, if it really was God, then would he be judging us? Well, yeah, of course he would.
no,
Oh, I'm sorry. I went on a
no,
hill. Sorry. Well,
there's,
let me put this soapbox up. Okay, my bad.
no, people are now saying that there are certain people that are now referring to aliens as angels. And so now there's even a religious angle that is being applied to it, which makes it a little bit more scarier because now you can have a holographic Jesus showing up and people believing it because
That's true.
it would be so real. And so
Yes.
essentially you get a project that is being looked at from one aspect like, oh, it's an alien invasion, to another one that can still run the same way but also hit people. Hey, if we didn't get you with the aliens, we're gonna really tug at your heartstrings with
You're
the
going to deny Jesus.
with the religion. And so
You think that's what's happening?
in certain parts it'll be Jesus, then it'll be Brahma, then it'll be Buddha, and so everybody will get their fair share, which pits people against each other because religion has its way with doing that. So you're also stirring the pot to bring people together against a common thing as well. And that's still satisfies the need of a plan like a Project Bluebeam. So I think the technology that is available, you can have those things occur and certain people wouldn't even know. I forget who, there was one person I was in a documentary. He was mentioning, it's like, yeah, no one will be able to know the difference once it happens. There will be no way of you to discern if that is a god or not. It will be that the technology will be that believable. But it's really people doing it in a somewhat of a Wizard of Oz fashion. Behind the curtain, and it's like, I'm the
I
great.
like it.
So that's where
that tastes of a little bit of a conspiratorial.
that what?
That tastes a little bit like conspiratorial.
Well,
I love it.
That's what I was saying in the beginning. Is like it's not really that in the sense that it's these random conspiracy things. It all leads back to the same thing, which is secret societies. Because there will be that one that comes out on top of like, yeah, we've been moving and shaking shit from the start. But it would be
right. We've been here for a minute. We comfortable at this point.
Yeah, would it be too late then? Because the place of the public will already be understood, but the public will be happy for it because in their eyes we've come together and we're saved. We were able to persevere between the great antagonists that we had to all come together for, and let's get the unified ID. Let's get the one world government, the one world currency. Let's get digital currency. Let's get all these things that we were all saying hell no to. We're going to definitely do it now because we've seen the benefit. So yeah, that's how it's perceived that a lot of that will go down within a plan like that.
I mean, it's a possibility, and I wouldn't be surprised.
So, I mean, well, why would you not be surprised?
Because I don't trust anybody. Anybody.
Well, okay. I was hoping you would expound a little bit more on it.
Okay. Well, yeah, no, it's pretty simple. I think that people will do anything to get what they want, and it's happening more and more these days. So I think that people will literally claw, if the shit hits the fan, if something big happens, people are going to lose their fucking minds. And I understand that, like, people are going to go crazy. They will actually go crazy. And I know that sounds, I'm probably exaggerating, but I promise I'm not. Like, people are going to lose their shit. I mean, the only kind of shit I want to lose for me and my family is us hiding away until, it all settles down, and then come out and see what's going on. I mean, if I miss it, fine, but I get it. There are more important people than me and higher up in the food chain than I am, and they know what's going on and they want to be involved. By all means, go fuck with some aliens, cool. Or act like you're fucking with some aliens, make it really convincing, and then have the world fucking implode on you. We're not stable people out here in the real world.
Do you think it would be a way for you to know
if it was real or not?
No, when it's safe?
Well, I think that we would get really used to the quiet. And so if it goes on for months and months and we don't literally hear nothing, and then we might start to hear something. If that happens, then we know that something is going on. Either it's animals, other people, or something else. I mean, I really do think about all these different situations. I'm ADD, so of course I do. I just flip through them. These are like possible scenarios. I could write a book about this shit. It just flows out of my fucking brain. I don't understand it. But the further along that we go throughout like a time schedule, right? So like it's not just about like immediately what happens. It's not just about one day what happens. It's not a couple of days. It's not a week. It's not 2 weeks. It's not a month. It's not a year. Any time you have to be prepared for anything. So you have to be super quick on your feet. And if you're running and you have a purpose, whoever's doing this is going to notice who's running with a purpose. So you need to already be at your fucking purpose. You need to know where you're going and what you're doing. Because if you're running around trying to get somewhere and you look like you might know what's going on or have a feeling of what's going on and you're not freaking out like the rest of the people, just running around, you're going to be tagged out. They'll be like, and you're done. And maybe I'm taking this in a super analytical way, but that's how my brain works. That's why we're going to do the prepper episode.
So how long do you think it would take for you to get prepared? For like the having an underground shelter and.
So I don't have a bunker, but other than that, I'm good. From I don't know, probably 6 months, at least.
And that lasts for how long?
About 6 months.
No. I'm
saying, how long will what last? People freaking out?
No. How long of what you've prepared for, of your preparation? How long would that last? Like, okay, you have so much food that will last X.
About 6 months, and then we would probably need something.
Okay, so
whether it be medicine or food or whatever.
Okay, so what I was asking though prior was, how long would it take for you to get prepared? And then I was asking, how long would that last? How long would the stuff that you've prepared, how long would that last?
It would probably last about 6 months. And then we would get down to things that you have to like have a water source, like dehydrated foods. And I mean, we have a dehydrator in the house. So anything that's edible that I can dehydrate it, that's exactly what I would be doing. Fuck going to work. There wouldn't be any of that. I mean, because why? Yeah. So you can get killed? No thanks. Don't think so. No. Yeah. Unless there's a fucking tunnel. Not happening.
Yes, it's always interesting to me because some people, they have the everyday. I do every day. This is where I go. This is what I do. This is where I eat. And there's no, and just backing away from the whole Blue Beam and secret society thing. There's no preparation for some sort of event, whether that's just natural, tornado or earthquake. And just the thought of an earthquake being able to have, the thought that earthquakes can happen anywhere isn't even on people's mind because because people think of earthquakes only happening in certain locations in the world.
Nail on the head, right?
I think though it's like the means of preparing for something like that, and then being always ready. Those are two disconnected things that it has to be very, very fortunate luck for those to be in place to be acted on. Like if you're out visiting people and your bunker and your food and all that you've prepared is at your house, and then shit goes down. Well, now you either got to fucking figure it out where you're at or figure out how to get back to your place that's 30 minutes away.
And if you don't, just know that whenever you do get back, if you get back, there might be a little girl in there watching Friends. Like, I mean, that shit could happen.
Well, yeah, there's people that go about things a certain way, and they will survive however they feel is necessary. And
Mm-hmm.
how that works out for the good, again, it goes back to like what we were talking about before. They're of a mindset of doing what is best and what is beneficial for them. I think people get in that mindset really, really quick when there is an abundant clarity of this is what I need to do in order to survive. And I'm going to have this group in order for me to survive. If I can facilitate to help
Mm-hmm.
this group survive, I
Right.
survive. A lot
Right.
of it,
Safety in numbers.
yeah, but those
Critical.
numbers are there in order to make sure that I survive.
Mm-hmm.
And unless it's somebody's immediate family, there's no caring for the numbers as long
Mm-hmm.
as it is a number that is abundant enough to sustain, and by that, sustain myself.
Right.
It's that mindset that we were talking about earlier that people go into, that one that people hate for the other people that are, running businesses or in government or in the entertainment industry and abusing people and doing certain things that we really don't like, that ruthless stuff. that's
Mm-hmm.
that's that's where we all go and get and have to really, um we have to we have to apply some of that in a lifestyle when you're in situations like that, when the power went out because of the freeze, that immediately started kicking in. People
Oh
started
yeah, for
doing
sure.
things like that when a hurricane
And like you were
comes.
saying that
Mhm.
to revisit something that you said in a previous episode, you said that it was a couple of days, and then you started to see
Yeah,
some people kind of wandering around.
yeah.
You know.
It literally was a thing where you can see it growing night after night.
Mm-hmm.
You could start seeing, okay, there's okay, now it's 3 people, 7 people. Each night is getting larger, and it's congregating in some. These silhouetted figures start talking to each other, and then they start doing things together and moving and operating together. And it's almost a thing where it's like you were saying, the safety in numbers. Okay, there's also efficiency in numbers. Like, okay, well, you check that place, I'll check this place. Okay, what do you find? And this understanding of we'll split things because we're doing things because we realize our odds of survival are going up now that we're working together. So yeah, you get hurricanes, same thing. I mean, hurricane comes through, you start seeing people looting stores. What are you going to do? One, it's
Right.
flooded. Two, there's no electricity. So what are you doing with that TV? It's not going to work for you.
Right. And that's planning for the future. That's a dreamer right there. Come on,
It's
let her
like,
live.
I'm going to take this waterlogged refrigerator and I'm going to take it home to my flooded
Mm-hmm.
home. Uh, yeah,
I'd rip the doors off and make that motherfucker a boat.
right. So you put it in your house, and then what?
Like,
You make it an insurance claim. Yeah, I had all these new appliances. Right as the hurricane came through, I waved off the delivery truck,
fucking
and then
hilarious.
boom, the hurricane came through, and I lost it all. Man,
That's
yeah,
amazing. Love
yeah.
that.
I but that's the mentality that people really sink into. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, how can I do the most that I can to make sure that I am on the side of living and surviving and doing what I must. And it's a very interesting thing because you've got that psychological aspect to it. And then you also have this, I don't give a fuck about you. Like, you're in one way, you're doing what you can that is best for you. But and at the same time, like, yo, I mean, if you fall off a cliff, you fall off a cliff, but I'm going to make sure that I'm not. I mean, it was cool while it lasted. I enjoyed your company, but I'm going to salvage your backpack and get all your shit.
Sorry about your being dead and everything.
And yeah,
It's terrible.
I'll pat your dog's head. I mean, because
Take him with me in case I get hungry.
He's a good fucking lookout. But if
He
something
better be
happens,
barking. I'm just saying, he better be on top of his shit.
yeah. So it's very interesting because people get into this mindset, and
it's a survival mode.
But but the funny thing with survival mode is it's a matter of perspective, because you
Right.
can look at somebody on the street corner right now panhandling. They're in a totally different survival mode than you or I.
Understood.
But I could be without and I'm surviving, but in my own way, not nearly like someone that's on the street corner, but in my own way, I'm surviving. And that person's surviving, and the person across the street is surviving. I think when we get knocked all in the level playing field, then it's that's when group survival starts coming in. We need to get together because I can't wait. What are we gonna do? And you know what the other thing goes? Fuck your eating choices.
Fair. I'm sorry that you're gluten or that you have irritable
Yeah.
bowel syndrome. If you want to survive, you're going to eat the fuck you find.
God damn it. Let me tell you what's going to happen with cans of Spam, and you're vegan. You're going to eat that Spam.
You're going to eat it.
You're like, I can't eat it.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
when you're starving, I mean, it takes a really strong person to say, no, I won't do it.
You know what? I respect your eating choices, and good luck on whatever those leaves are over there. Cause I didn't read
Absolutely.
I didn't read a book at all. So I don't know if they're poisonous or not, but I am going to be eating this Spam and these what is that? Okay, Vienna sausages and fucking anchovies. That's my 3-day meal right there. You gotta cobble together those leaves and hopefully those roots. I don't know what the fuck those are. You gotta if you have no herbalistic leaning, you're fucked. You're
Thank you, because that is exactly why I decided to go into herbs.
If you have no horticultural mindset, you're fucked. No soft, no cuddling, no spooning, just a hard toss
in your butt.
Hard toss you to the side. Fuck. Every goddamn day. And it's going to get worse because you're going to start dropping weight in consciousness because you don't have any nutrients. You're literally going to be sitting and raiding someone's farm.
Right. Or eating dirt. Until you die.
Yeah. Until
your innards stop working and you die.
Yeah. Until they shoot you and, you have to flee the farm or whatever. But you like, I cannot eat dairy products. It makes me lactose intolerant. Pull your pants down and shoot all the diarrhea out. You got to drink something. You got to get some vitamins.
Yeah. Get on it. I don't know what to tell you.
It gets crazy.
I mean, if you don't, then you're on your own because I'm not going to wait for you. I'm just saying, if I have to go, I'm going to go. So you can either be with it or not with it. And if you're not with it, then just pray to God or whoever your deity is, that you're going to be okay.
So
because I will not be back.
While all that chaos is going on, though, as a group that's still A-okay.
Oh, sure.
And
of course there is. In varying degrees.
But that's the ones that are like, hey, we are benefiting from this chaos. This is the chaos we cooked up. This is the chaos that we wanted. And let's make it rock. And a lot of times when you look at very cataclysmic movies and whatnot, there's always this portrayal of a group that is in effect that is doing that, and the ends isn't really something that people viewing or the protagonist can connect with, because it's something that is completely off the radar of the public, and it's always portrayed as a government, but I really don't think of it as a government, because
it's not. It is a secret society, and that society is called the elite.
That's an easy hit. It's a government, because to me, within the government are proponents and people that advocate for whatever society. So
Right.
I think though you get to where you're trying to figure out like why though? Why? What is the gain? What if people are cattle? What is to gain?
Well, control, because that's what it all boils down to
Yeah,
all the time. In any situation, it's about control.
yeah, but the fallacy with the control is that there has to be a gain from the control.
Because whenever you control people, they will do what you want them to do.
Right.
That is the most barbaric answer that I can tell you.
But what you want them to do is the gain that I'm talking about. Is like to say that somebody's wanting control. Okay, cool. I want control, but I want control. I want my farmers to do this so that I can get crops, so that I can produce and sell these crops. Like me having control of these farmers and not having a gain is not productive. I'm needing to do this, and in order for me to do this, I have to have control over the people or the thing that is going to produce what I need in order to do what I. So there has to be a gain, and that gain is what's often missed, or as public we don't connect with as much because it's not something that you're not afforded the means of reading the playbook, so to speak. You're just sort of like,
right.
There's a secret society or there's a group or there's a this or there's that that's really wanting to put the boot down on people, but for what? That's the gain. I mean, no one's moving, no one's making moves arbitrarily, just random moves. No, you're trying to achieve this type of goal or gain, and that's the thing that I'm talking about, because control is control is control. Okay, great. But for what?
Yeah.
But that's a big thing that I think that a lot of people won't, I mean, myself included, won't be able to really grasp until we're in the moment of it.
Sure. Yeah. Well, and now here's the thing. I mean, the same thing for people that prep or that try to be like hyper aware and try to be hyper prepared, because there's a big difference. Because like, for instance, for me, I think that I'm going to react one way, and I've taken all of these steps that I needed to take in order to be prepared, but I could lose my fucking mind. Like I could just see that and not be able to move at all.
Right.
If something like that happened.
Right.
So yeah, I can talk a tough game and say, yeah, I'm going to go and get in the bunker somewhere. Well, am I? I mean, unless I have one in my garden, I only have access to it. Am I though? Probably not.
Right.
So
yeah,
and
that was why
really bad.
That's why I was bringing up the scenarios. Like, okay, if
I know, and you're absolutely right.
If you're 30 minutes away from that I'm ready to rock and roll, as long as it lines up with this, as long as the event lines up in this particular way. But outside of that, if I'm
you very goal oriented. If you've taken the time and the money in order to invest in a way to have a bunker and to be a stable, sustainable, little group or however many, just by yourself or whatever, then you probably already know, like, I mean, I'm sorry, fucking hell, it just lost me. What were you saying?
No, it's one of those things where the plan works when things are associated with the plan.
Right. But here's the thing. Whenever you've been prepping all that, and if you've taken all that time, even if it's not part of the plan, or even if it is, it doesn't matter. Whenever something like that happens and you're aware enough to realize that some shit is going down, your only purpose, you have small goals. I got to get to this corner. I got to get to that car.
Yeah.
I got to get to the, I got to go get my wife. I got to go get my kid. I got to go do this. And then it's, you don't care about anything else around you.
Yeah,
like the world could be on fire.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't give a shit.
Right. Which is where I was going before. It was like, thanks, I appreciate you, but you're going to have to fall off the cliff, because for me, it's about me. And anything that is associated with me. If this,
and the longer that this goes on, the more ruthless it will become.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. I think the two Um, like there's two movies that come to mind where I'm just like, why the fuck y'all doing that? Because I'm looking at it from my own perspective. I'm like, I would never go. It's like there's what? I think was it Bird Box? I think.
Is that when
Yeah.
they were going to the grocery store?
Yes. When they go to the fucking grocery
Yeah.
store, I'm like, why are y'all leaving? This is perfect.
Right.
Yeah, wait.
Right. Well, they needed. I mean, I get it.
We need to
Somebody had
go.
to be the hero.
We need to go so we can find out. No, you don't have to find out
I'm like, yeah,
shit.
fuck yeah, you go, you come back. Yeah, you absolutely do that. Not only I
You,
would be more than happy, but once that door shut and they were outside, they weren't coming back in.
you don't have to find out shit. Look, we don't have to find out anything until all these aisles are empty. And once we
Right.
once we've eaten everything we've rationed in this entire store, then we
Then
can
we'll go see if people are alive still somewhere.
then we can go, okay, I think we got enough food where we can go exploring. Um and Timmy, yo, you're gonna have to stay.
Bruh,
You
I'm gonna need you to
you're gonna have to guard the fucking fort. You're gonna have to guard no, because if we run back, we're getting back in. Okay. So you are gonna have to you know the secret word. We're gonna come back
the safe word.
and it but if we find something, we're gonna come back to you and use the other safe word. That means we found something, we found another
Hmm.
store that's better. Let's go.
It's
But
code, definitely.
leaving it, no. If I am in a super target by myself or with the group that I'm in, and shit's going down outside, and we've put down all the security doors, everything's locked up. This shit is self-sustained. The solar panels are on top, giving power to this whole son of a bitch. Why would you leave? Why?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Why would you leave?
But the only reason why I would leave is if I had to go get Laura or Tyler or my mom
No, no, no.
or
But
my dad.
then, like, if they're all with you,
Oh, then fuck no. Hell no.
if they're like
See,
that's
no,
your group.
fuck that. No.
That's what I was saying.
Duh.
That's what I was saying. It's your group, and so for
Sorry,
you,
guy. My bad. No,
for
dude, I'm
you,
real sorry about you.
yeah, no, no. For you, that's your group. Okay, that's your
Yeah, no,
group,
no, that's my
and
crew.
you just
Yeah.
happen to get maybe you got with another group that sort of joined your group, and like you said, safety in numbers, and you're like,
Oh yeah.
zigzagging.
Like if we can all hold out, sure. But if somebody starts acting the
Yeah,
fuckery,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like to my kid or my
yeah.
wife or something like that, I'm like, oh well, come on now.
You're
I mean, I don't want to
zigzagging.
be in the same building with a dead body, but
Right,
it'll happen. I
right.
mean, keep it up, bitch.
You
Keep talking,
You
because it will not
zigzag
work
through
out for
the
you.
city and you find it's fucking wait, some bitch is empty? Yeah, it's empty. Wow. Let's get inside, okay? Maybe somebody's looted something, but they didn't loot this whole thing and they left. Okay, we're gonna
Mm-mm.
lock this up. Can we lock it up? Yeah, the security gate still works. Okay, fine. Fucking lock it up. Seal up the windows. Don't
Done. Put duct tape all the way around just in case there's something chemical.
and
Close off
then
the
it's like,
vents.
I don't like you. Look, this place is big enough. We can break it into our own little principalities. Whatever the fuck you want.
Right.
You know what? And
This is new Dino.
when I want sporting goods, I'm gonna bring you some chips and we'll barter the fuck out of it. It's like
Mm-hmm.
that's what
You
we'll
need some
do.
band-aids? That's fine.
And
But I got all the food.
you can be
So,
the you can be the
we got to get along.
yeah, you can be the king or the queen in your own little department. I don't care. Whatever we
Yeah,
come
the
up with,
shit.
yeah, whatever we come up with is a fuck ton better than outside right
Right,
now.
right, right. Right. And we know that.
Like we got
And you ain't going outside. And I know I ain't going
we got
outside.
we got people seeing
So we gonna work
invisible.
this out.
Yeah, and you got people seeing invisible demons and shit. We're not going back out there. We're in a
Uh-huh.
super
No,
target.
then we're done. That's done. That's over. That ship has sailed. Okay.
All we got to
Because we didn't
do,
close the door. It ain't coming back open. It's not
yeah,
coming back. We sealed it with the tape, remember? So that I would motherfucking
right.
know if you try to
The
unseal it. See,
tape.
I've already been thinking this thing through. I don't trust you already.
Like the
Okay, so don't
only
think I'm gonna be like,
thing.
oh well, since we're in the same building now, I guess you my friend.
Yeah,
No, fuck you.
the only thing you got to do is just make sure you have enough people that can make a place like that secure.
Yeah, just do not bend over in front of me because I will take the shot.
It's like what was it? It was another movie. It was well, it was The Mist, which was a whole nother level of fuckery. But again,
Very.
a bunch of people in. Did you finally see The Mist?
No.
Oh,
Have you? Oh, I'm sorry. Have you seen Dope Sick?
no, I haven't seen it yet because I'm
Okay,
still
yeah, I haven't
going through
either.
other stuff.
Doing stuff.
Um,
I'm actually working on a really big project for me. It's a huge project for me. I'm trying to get us on TikTok. We're still seeing. We're seeing about it. Okay.
okay.
Just that's an announcement. If you got to be listening to know what's going on. I'm just saying. Like, don't just show up for the announcements. Like, we need you here the whole time. So
So,
y'all listen up.
so what I was saying with the misses again is a bunch of people there and they get into a grocery store also. And unfortunately, I think that was the most amount of people you should have in a grocery store. It was a smaller grocery store too, but one of them gets
No, are you talking Bird Box or The Mist?
in the mist.
Okay, because Bird Box is about how many I would have won in the grocery store,
Right. The
which was
mist.
not very many at all.
Yeah. I was saying in the mist, they get in a grocery store also.
Oh,
And
got you. All right.
but it was a considerable amount of people. I mean, albeit they were just like, let me the fuck in, let me the fuck in. It was a bunch of people on the run. I get it. I totally get it in the context of the movie. And eventually one of them goes insane and, okay, that makes living quarters a little crazy when you have someone that's now being, you know, spoken to by a deity or whatever. But again, you're in a grocery store.
Again, people will be losing their fucking
Yeah,
minds.
you have supplies. Make that the best situation you can, and just ration shit out before it starts to
Mm-hmm.
spoil. And
Yep.
you're gonna have to figure out the outside eventually, but for right now, make the best of what you got on
Just
this
hunker down.
inside. Because outside, just listen,
It's a shit show.
it's crazy out there. It's
It's not even worth it, really.
it's crazy. But yeah, to your point though, I think that people are fragile enough to lose their mind in a certain degree in any situation. And I'm
Yes.
not, I'm not keeping myself out of that statement either.
Oh, sure.
When you get to where a person is closer to the event, it gets far more, um, just insanity. Like people in people in Texas watching people in New York during September 11th, totally different experience, totally
Yeah.
different.
That's a really good point. That's a good perspective to see it from,
Yeah, it's a totally different when you're looking at something on a TV screen versus something outside your window. And when you have that mindset, you don't think about secret societies. You don't think about what is the goal, what is the gain. You don't think about the control. You just think about I got to I cannot get engulfed in that. I have to survive. Shit is falling around me out of the sky. Bodies are falling out of the sky.
Yeah.
I have to survive. I have to get somewhere. And that is all flowing in your mind after you're out of the shock of whatever the fuck.
Right.
After that paralyzing shock, if, well, let me rephrase that. After you're fortunate enough to get out of the paralyzing shock, then you start getting flooded with all those thoughts because who knows, you might just be staring at whatever the fuck you're seeing and just can't comprehend, you can't wrap your head around it enough to assess it and say, this is what I need to do. I need to get back home because all my bunker and all my shit and my guns and my supplies are all there. I only have enough to, you know, make myself feel safe, but I need to get back. And then meanwhile, everyone else is thinking kind of sort of similar things, but only for themselves, only for their perspective. And you're good as long as you're on their team. And if you're not,
Mm-hmm.
fuck off.
Right.
Meanwhile, like I said, someone's benefiting from the chaos. And that's a weird That's a weird, you know, that that little opposite is it's always interesting to me. It makes me think of like purposes of things, people, and actions, and why certain people act upon certain things in order to um, benefit in ways by way of the detriment of another. And I get there's the control element, but I really feel there's the gain aspect to it that moves into the eventual, I'm wanting to conquer this land. I need to have an army to do that. I have to control the will of the people in order to move this army because I want to gain this land so I can gain this country so I can then get more power to then boom, boop, Europe.
Yeah.
Because I have a goal of setting up this holy country. Now, who I control in order to do that, I don't give a fuck. What I do want is this. And that's the thing that's the fascinating thing for me is the means of which a person will operate in order to achieve a goal that is so beyond the comparison of what other people in the public are thinking of a goal to achieve. I'm thinking of a goal. I want to go on a vacation. Oh, okay. I got to do this, 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 this. Meanwhile, this other person's like, I want to set these two groups at war so I can weaken their defenses. So then I can get my own grasp in there and take over this whole fucking country. So then I can do it again and again. And then boop, I create my own, government. This is like, that's very, very intriguing.
That's a lot of work.
That's very intriguing, but that's the basis of a lot of some societies, secret societies. And they're only secret because we're not included. That's the only reason why they're secret. We're not included.
Right.
Like otherwise it would be Diane's pottery club. It's like everybody knows about it. It's advertised.
Right,
you can come on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays.
It's in the church bulletin. What are you talking about?
Exactly. It's like you come on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and special private lessons are on Tuesday and Thursday.
Bring a dish.
Awesome. Learn all the ancient Incan pottery techniques. Okay, great. Yeah, you're invited. But if you heard about there's this group. They get together on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I've heard I don't know who's in it, okay? And I gotta whisper it because they might be listening through my phone. But they're mastering techniques of Incan pottery to make pitchers that always pour wine. What? Yeah. Yeah. What's the name? I don't know the name. They're very secretive. You know why they're secretive? They didn't invite your crazy ass. That's why they don't want you, Diane, to show up. So there's a secret society.
Fucking Diane.
So bitch. So if you take that concept and put it on a global scale, that's what a secret society is, basically. Yeah.
Oh, God damn it.
That's the
gist of it, I guess.
Yeah, that's the watered down version of how.
That's just touching the tip.
Yeah, it's like it's a secret society, but it's only a secret because you weren't invited. And,
right.
It could be some awesome, amazing stuff, but they're like, yeah, we invite Diane, and she's gonna invite 5 other people, and if she
knows somebody.
I mean, we don't even like her, so her friends got to be right in line with her, right? So
it's about the game.
Nah, we're not. We gotta have, and those, you toss around terms like we gotta keep the purity of our group, to the people that we really want to develop things with. Yeah, so we can make the shit that we feel is necessary. in this society.
Who's coming with me?
Yeah,
who's coming?
Right. Who's coming with me? And by that I mean not Diane. Okay, not
anybody.
No,
but fucking Diane.
No, not her. Not her. Her husband, maybe, but
we'll see.
He's got to do away with Diane though first.
I mean, he's got to. Yeah, he got to take care of some business.
Yeah, he's got to do away with Diane.
You ain't bringing your baggage with you, child. Okay, know that.
Yeah, so let's get Margot over there so they can have an affair, and then Diane will leave him, and then we'll bring Bob on. Okay, great.
You know what? Actually, bring Diane with you. Okay. Now, was it Bob? Bob, why don't you come in first? Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, hey, in order to join our group, you got to off your wife. Okay, do it in front of us.
That's commitment.
Do it in front of us because we know for sure Diane is dead because we do not want her coming back. Okay.
Like bring her head, just her head. We don't.
And so then that way, when you do it, now we got leverage on you. It's like, oh, yeah. Wow.
Ooh, we saw that.
You don't want that to get out, now do you, Bob? You're going to keep our secrets now, huh? There you go.
Feel bad about that? You should.
All of our pottery secrets. You better not say, oh, God.
I saw a demon in the hallway. He wants your ass.
Right. Right.
Oh man, good stuff.
Well, there you go, everyone. Let's see.
What are we at? We're only at an hour 30. Okay.
Episode 25, Dinosaur and the Dude. Thank you all for listening. Hope there was a nugget of intrigue there to make you.
If there wasn't, that's fine too. As long as we made you laugh one time. Or you kind of chilled out for a little bit.
Was that the goal?
I'm fine with that too.
The goal?
I'm good.
No.
I mean, who am I to tell people to live their lives a certain way?
That was not my goal. My goal was to create a secret society and rule shit. So
sorry, man. I bombed on that one.
I stated that in the beginning.
You did. I forgot.
Yeah. Yeah. Trying to create my own.
Have you met me?
No. All right. Well, if you missed anything we said, be sure to look at everything on TheDinosaur&TheDude.com. You'll find all the episodes, merch, and more. Also, all the new things like Patreon page and all the social media links are available there as well. So if you're looking, look no further than TheDinosaur&TheDude.com. And with that, thank you all for listening. Thank you, lady, for joining.
Thank you.
And all the wonderful people out there. You know who you are. You know who you are.
Yeah. Can we just say at least the 3 tiers of our Patreon?
Well, we do have 3 tiers of the Patreon. It's dudes, dudes and dudettes, and there's the jiggalos and jiggalos, and then the motherfuckers and the fatherfuckers.
And the fatherfuckers.
They are 3 tiers. They all have a membership value, and I don't want to spoil it. Go there and you'll find it. It's The Dinosaur and the Dude Uncensored. You can find it at TheDinosaur&TheDude.com. There's a link there, or if you're scrolling around on Patreon, just put that in there and you'll find us. We'll pop up.
Come and say hi, y'all. Yep. I need to know, especially people that live in Europe, because
we've got a lot of things going on there.
I really want to escape.
Yeah, got a lot.
And that's where I want to go.
Right, got a lot of different things going on. I think we just started up a chat in Patreon as well. So, but members have to be membering in order to chat. We don't have chats, just random people. That's what Twitter's for. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, X. Or Discord.
X.
Yeah, X, whatever.
That's what X is for.
That's true.
All right. Thanks. And
all right.
If you forgot, she's the dinosaur.
It's me.
And I'm the dude. And we'll check you all next episode.
All right.
All righty.
Love you.
Bye. Love you too.
Okay, bye.